is like 50-50 against the Outworld Devourer, cause it can happen that if Outworld Devourer OD, so I'll tell OD, if OD runs ahead in farm against an anti-mage, he can just first of all right-click down him because of the pure damage. Second, his mana pool can be always on top because of his passive ability, and he still hits hard with his ultimate. And it can be that anti-mage has no mana because of all this first skill and cannot blink out.
Oh yeah, that is like as well. Like it's a very nice for you to point that out. Having everyone in your team basically have the option of being very high in mana as long as they keep casting skills and like hope for the best.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty good. Also, the OD using the imprisonment, combining that with something like the ice path, which is an automatic stun on whoever's in there, with an Ursa jumping on their bones. It's a very nice combination as well. So coming out from Myra's Gaming Cup, the last ban is a Phoenix. Really don't want to get anything that controls the offlane, like any control coming out of that offlane. And they ban out the Death Prophet in return, wanting to not have that early pressure to go along with the anti-mage. Because if you have early pressure, you take towers, you take map control, and with a defensive setup with the anti-mage, you're going to have a lot of space for that guy to get really, really big.
Yeah, and well, Ursa is really strong against any of the opponent heroes. It can just shut down anyone.
Yeah, I do like the Tidehunter against an Ursa though, like reducing his damage done, like having a chance to perch off the stupid stacks that the Ursa gives you. It's somewhat of a nice control against Ursa, like having a slow as well as a stun. But speaking of control, Batride gets picked up.
Solo mid, probably.
Probably, yeah. Like Batride against an OD should be fine.
Decent, yeah.
Should at least be able to safely farm up his blink without getting too much ganks.
Yeah, because of the napalm. Because of the napalm, you know, because of the turn rate. In the turn is the success. OD cannot harass you so much.
Yeah, exactly, without taking too much damage, because as soon as you start turning around, you just take one right click when you have a lot of stacks,
Yep.
and that does a ton of damage.
Yep.
So we're going to have to look into this late off-laner, and it's going to be the Brute mode.
Okay, that's
Very
interesting.
picking that into a Batrider as well as an Earthshaker, but then again, they didn't really have that much time left. Like, both teams used quite a lot of their reserve time as well, so we're going to have to see what this will do.
What do you think instead would go good with this lineup? Like for the Hero Nakamura team instead of Broodmother, you know, because I don't like Broodmother against a Batrider, a Earthshaker, and a Tidehunter, and an anti-mage. I don't like it, actually.
Yeah, it's not something I'd pick as well.
I would pick Enchantress probably if she.
Enchantress is a very, very strong hero in this current metagame. Has quite a bit of sustain.
Or Beastmaster, you know, with the Necronomicons for anti-mage or silencer.
Or even techies.
Techies?
Yeah, I've been playing a bit of offlane techies. Like as long as you can, like, get in touch. Like if your other game lanes don't actually lose or don't need that much help, like you can dominate the offlane with the techies. It's very fun. You can get a really easy level 2, like right off the bat if you just run out of the base instantly, drop some stacks into that new stack they put near the ancients.
Oh yeah.
Like if you put 7 of them there, take enough distance, creep spawn at 30 seconds, explode, bam, you're level 2. Now you can start harassing the things. It's something I like to do. It's something I tell other people to do because it might not be the best of ideas. But yeah, when it comes to offlaners, I'm not really sure about this Brute one. Like I'd prefer Bristleback. Or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I like Timbersaw, but not against the Silencer.
Not against the Silencer.
That sort of
And not against the Batrider. So, yeah, let's introduce the teams.
Yeah, so on the side of Hiro Nakamura, we have Mr. Popo playing the Ursa. We have Trasset on the Jakiro. CRTX playing the Witch Doctor. Hixie on the offlane Brood, and Calder on the Outworld Devourer.
and on the side of my risk we have Mr. Fiji on the Earthshaker, Mr. Admiral Demo on the Silencer, Shockwave on the Tidehunter Silent on Anti-Mage, and 3DG on Solomid Batrider.
Yeah, so taking a look at what they're purchasing right now, we see a set of wards and sentries on the Silencer. We see a bunch of the Fairy Fires being picked up by Anti-Mage as well as the Tidehunter. Tidehunter packing quite a bit of regen, also something being pulled to the Anti-Mage and the Batrider as well. OD on the mid lane getting pulled quite a bit of tangos with those Fairy Fires. It's quite a bit of sustain.
Yep.
Yeah, so one set of sentries on both sides.
But why didn't he get this stick? You know, like maybe a circlet, a robe of intelligence, to one fairy file stick. You know, it
yeah, like obviously he wants to have the right click by having the null talisman and having the fairy fires. I'm guessing it'll come sooner rather than later. But we'll have to see when he actually does decide to pick it up. Blocking sentry comes out from the side of my wrist. They're camping within a small camp right now. Mr. Popo just spots them out, and they decide to just run away and take the top rune instead. So we're going to have to see how these lanes develop. Meanwhile, Broodmother on the top lane hasn't placed the whip yet, and decides to block off the side camp, which I think is an interesting thing, because when I'm in the off lane, I prefer to pull with that to keep the lane in my control, make sure that I get some extra XP. But we'll see how it turns out for him. So we have the Tidehunter obviously going to the off lane, as well as the Brood. Mid lane will be the Bat against the OD. Slight babysitting going on from now on both sides. But we're going to have to see how much they dedicate to making sure this Ursa gets some farm against the Tidehunter. I don't think he'll need that much. So I'm guessing Witch Doctor or Jakiro will be spending quite a bit of time stacking up in the jungle.
Yeah, and talking about jungle, Broodmother is already with one spiderweb and has a sentry ward, so she is completely prepared for Silencer.
He has a bunch of tangos. Silencer has sentries as well, so it's going to come down to, okay, when does the Silencer place the sentry? Has he placed it? I'll place mine. Quickly eat it and make sure that you can get rid of it.
Oh, nice Broodmother positioning.
Yeah, he realized that there is a sentry down. He actually pinged it out already.
Yep.
He lost the Silencer himself, but he's safe for now. Invisible in that web, scurrying right along the edges, like very masterfully positioning from his web. So you're gonna have to see. Places another weapon, just scurries back to the tower. For now, both the OD, like it's going head to head between carries as well as mid players, being at about 7 on all 4 players.
Yeah, and Batrider is already getting himself a bottle. It's 2 minutes in, so the timing is really good on Bat. And yeah, Odin is going for the bottle too. I think he should get himself a stick. Because of it, he could really harass hard the Batrider.
Yeah, and with the Batrider like instantly going for that top rune, I don't know if it's worth it. Giving the OD some extra time to catch up on some right clicks, on some last hits. But he did pick up a bounty rune. It's, like he's not going to kill with any of the interesting runes, so bounty rune is as good as it gets because he doesn't really lose. I mean, he gets some extra XP in there, which is fine.
Yeah, but he shouldn't use it actually. You know that as longer, guys, as the bounty rune is in your bottle, the more worth she has. So try to keep your bounty rune as long as possible in the bottle.
Yeah, because the longer the game progresses, the more the bounty runes are worth. So like keeping it in your bottle for the maximum of 2 minutes will increase its potency by. It'll slightly increase the potency. For now, there's another sentry being placed in the lane. Broodmother is dancing around it a bit. He has been spotted. There's 2 sentries now watching his back. He does end up getting harassed a bit, but easily scuttles back to the tower. So for now, Tidehunter isn't getting that much, neither is the Brood. Supports are doing their things. There's quite a bit of stack going on the bottom lane. Jakiro might either kill himself or decide to pull with. No stacking going on for the Dire team as of now. Which is interesting considering, oh wait, there is some stacking going on, but it's also been blocked by a sentry for now. It's just above the Ancients. Because I was just about to point out that stacking would be very interesting considering to have a Tidehunter as well as a Batrider team, which can quickly catch up using 7 stacks. So for now, Tidehunter will just right-click them down. He has an Iron Talent, so he should be pretty safe doing that. Tries to stack it again, failed, but otherwise the sentry will block him anyway. Wants to go for the Arcane Room, but it gets picked up right in front of him by the Witch Doctor, who might decide to follow him up. Doesn't, he might have been able to spawn out that stack otherwise, maybe steal it for himself. So far it's a pretty quiet game.
Yep, and Anti-Mage leading the CS score, followed by Ursa and OD. Well, OD is really very strong on mid. And now Batrider is going mid on OD, 3 Napalm stacks on Obsidian Destroyer, Outworld Devolver.
Yeah, he's already level 6, uses his ultimate, throws out a bunch of sticky napalms. As long as he can refresh the stack, he can get it. Doesn't actually get the refresh.
Still,
with 2 Fairy Fires, I don't think he can actually get him.
Oh,
with a rotation,
yeah, great save.
Witch Doctor, nice little stun, slow coming out from the Jakiro. I don't know if the OD wants to follow, because any rotation would be lethal. For now, he just gets away. Luckily for him, he timed his Astral Imprisonment. Like, I don't think he actually timed it, like, because of the turn speed. But had it been gone onto the Batrider, like, only a split second beforehand, then the Batrider would have been able to apply yet another stack, and then he would have been able to run him down. So for now, there's a bunch of harassment going on top as well. The Brute Mother, halfway to level 5, has more XP than Tidehunter so far, but doesn't have the luxury of going into that camp and killing that. For now, at least. He'll need some extra Spodelings.
Yeah guys, and if the game will have micro lags, if the stream will have micro lags, next game I will try another Twitch server so we have a flawless stream, because my internet is fine and the ping is 20 on Dota 2, so it's the Twitch servers that are lagging. So maybe enjoy watching in Dota 2 the Esportswall games. If not, the next game I will try another server, maybe London or Amsterdam. But if the chat will say that it's fine, I'll stay on the Prague server. It's like that. Yeah, and we have 6 minutes in and it's 0-0.
Yeah, coming back into this Brood pick, I didn't like it at first, don't know how it's going to play out, but for now, he is drawing a lot of attention to that top lane. Those supports are there non-stop, they haven't stacked any. Well,
mid, OD dead.
Wow.
Great kill.
They were going for a smoke towards mid, but Batrider didn't need it, doing quite a bit of damage.
5
I hope you
napalm
caught that
stacks.
one on camera, but
Yep.
there's a loop around for now, going for that Brute Mother, because like I said, they've been drawing a lot of attention there. Hasn't been a lot going on, and as you can see on the bottom lane, there's a lot of stacking as well as pulling going on by those supports.
And immediately to save TPs.
Yeah,
we
TP
see
going up top. Brute Mother dies, blink out by the Anti-Mage. Should be able to get out easy as he has 3 levels in blink, and there's no stun on the Jakiro.
Yeah, and
But
it's
they
a...
did lose the Earthshaker for that.
Yeah, but for a offlaner trade, well, it's so-so, actually. If we show the fight recap, it's almost even.
It's almost, yeah, and like, the Witch Doctor's now getting some extra level, needs some extra XP up top as well as the Jakiro. The Brute doesn't really need that much. Like, he'll get enough when they draw people out of this lane, and for now the Ursa is just having one hell of a time.
Yep.
Has face boots as well as a Morbid Mask, compared to the Anti-Mage, who is well on his way to his Battle Fury. Is like 1200 away right now, so he'll have that in about 2 to 3 minutes.
Getting himself power threads in the chicken. Yeah, and Brood got his level 6 and switching to the enemy woods. And yeah, about the stacking, as you told, you know, it's like 50-50, so you can stack and Brood can come and farm it all.
Yeah, but the problem with stacking is, like, if you don't control your stacks, like right now they have a bunch of stacks, but they have no vision around those stacks. So the Bat Rider, as you can see now, can just come into the woods and decide, these are now mine.
Great place by Bat Rider.
The Ursa wants to get to the high ground, but he does end up, like Silencer does end up taking quite a bit. Goes down and he has to back off. But if he didn't find anyone there, he could have easily stolen those stacks because there's no vision.
Yep.
Like, you just make sure that the supports are away, you steal all the stacks and all that work been put in by those supports now goes directly to your bat, and you're very happy because he can get a nice little 4-star from Blink. I'm expecting him to go for the Blink real quick.
I don't understand only one thing, why they went in the enemy woods when Tidehunter was not level 6. That's the only point I did not understand of them.
Yeah, there's no fighting potential right there because
so
you're lacking the stuns. You have the control coming out just from the Bat Rider. Meanwhile, in top lane, Mr. Fiji taking quite a bit of damage of those nasty little spiders.
And he will die.
He'll
die.
No. He'll if he can juke this out, use a pot, he will survive.
Ooh, nice.
Brute Mother is now out of mana, has to quickly get himself away. Is inside the sentry. Can he walk up? He should be safe there. Don't walk down, and he should be able to go down to the fissure.
No, he lives.
Silencer.
He lives.
Doesn't do enough. He survives, but the Earthshaker, like, he's ticking up mana. It's only a matter of time before he has the mana. Kind of depends on where the Brute Mother wants to walk, but I don't think he wants to walk anywhere.
I want to save
not
this.
That safe. Like, as soon as he uses the Soul Ring pops
No!
the whip, he will die. He doesn't get clipped, now he can use it TP out. Very nicely done. It's a bit of a shame that everything's slightly missed, but again, a lot of time being allocated to controlling this fight.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Bat Rider got himself a Arcane Rune and successfully farmed the enemy stack. It's a triple or 4 stack, so yeah. Bat
That
Rider.
should be his Blink Dagger flying in right now. Now they just need to make sure that... Oh, ping's coming out from the Silencer. He heard the Ursa. There needs to be some sort of control for the as well.
Look at this Roshan, man.
But they can't be too obvious. Like, if you're too obviously defending the Roche pit, then it's pretty obvious that your Ursa's there. He's gonna need to kill it in about 3 seconds, because the high ground vision from the Bat Rider is gonna drag him out. And that should be the end of it. But the stun coming out.
Oh, it's a triple kill.
Yeah, this Tidehunter ultimate just completely wrecked everything. The fact that they had that one there should be a double kill, triple kill, 3 kills coming the way of my risk, and 1500 health left on the Roshan should be doable when you have a Tidehunter.
And the Silencer. With the pure damage.
It's gonna be tough. Like, they're gonna take a lot of damage, but it can't be contested.
Come on, Bat Rider, Firefly, come on.
They kind of need to right click him down, because if they don't, and
Died.
they get close now, he will stomp and kill 3 people. Like, Roshan can now stomp.
Come on, stomp.
Oh damn it! I was looking forward to that one, but
Yeah.
I got lucky.
That would be a highlight, definitely.
That rider with a regen rune, very happy with what he's got. Already halfway to his little 4-staff.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on top lane, it's the Brute Mother trying to cut the lane. And Antimage, after picking up his power threads, is now about 600 away from completing his Battle Fury. So he'll have like a 14-minute Battle Fury, which is fine.
It's great with power threads. It's actually great. And now he can stay like with the Battle Fury. He can stay solo against the Broodmother. Easy. And then he gets a Vladimir's offering, and you know, good game well played, boys.
It's all going to come down to the control, and with the amount of control coming out from the supports from my risk, like I said during the draft, I really like the draft itself. Ursa will need at least 2 moves. He'll need Blink or Shadow Blade, whatever he prefers. Both should be fine, and he will need that BKB. Nice little Echo Slam onto the Brood with a lot of Spiderlings. Takes about 80% of its HP, and then that's -2 intellect going away. Silencer. 2 to 6 now on the board, with the first tower falling on the bot lane, mostly because of Jakiro's fire. It's very useful.
Oh, and the middle, Batrider going again on OD, and a great force stuff, dodging the Flame Break, but still, 3 Napalm stacks, Firefly, sorry guys, yeah, he's dead. Ooh, nice, but with the blink, Batrider will kill him. Fire break, yep, there you go. And yeah, OD is looking really bad now. He's behind already 1k, behind the Anti-Mage and the Batrider.
Yeah, Batrider now picking up his Force Staff. It's going to be a real pain in the buttocks to deal with. Top lane now being pushed in, and with that control coming out of both those, Anti-Mage taking quite a bit of damage. Does end up getting maledicted, but it's after all the damage went out, so that won't kill him. He now has his Battle Fury as well, still has a Fairy Fire, and should be able to clean up a little bit of those stacks and just scurry on back. But yeah, the control coming out of the defense, like the defensive supports with the Silencer as well as the Earthshaker, will free up any space. Anyone that's slightly off position will get picked up by the Wet Marder, who's now smoked up, Firefly, and has the Jakiro, drags him back to the tower, slows him up a bit more, being cut off by the Earthshaker. No way that his team can help him.
Is the money, boy.
Little stun coming out from the Witch Doctor, very nice little bounces. Throws out the Maledict on the target that was pretty much already dead, so there's no follow-up, but a nice little one-to-one trade.
Yeah, but you know...
And when your hero, like when you're the side of the Radiant, you're behind, an equal trade is a good trade.
The one bad point is that Brood didn't control his Broodlings, and Silencer... Oh, Anti-Mage got all the Broodlings. And now Batrider gets Witch Doctor, and OD is probably dead too. And Anti-Mage gets the Broodmother. Yep.
And the Broodmother goes down as well, so that's the 3. What happened there was the OD like used the imprisonment on the Batrider.
Yep.
Like he's away for 4 seconds. You can set things up, but the enemy team can set things up as well. So with the Witch Doctor as well as the OD splitting up, Batrider just decided, well, I'm going for the Witch Doctor, killing that guy. OD gets split off using a nice little fissure. And then Batrider just decides, well, now I'm going to fly over the thing because it doesn't block me, and I'm going to kill OD as well. So that's very nicely done. Not exactly sure what the Astral Imprisonment was meant to do. So that being another 3 kills going to the way of my risk.
Yeah, and if I watch the graphs, and they are now falling for Dire, and it's like net worth wise 2k, but experience wise 5k for the Dire team. And yeah, Batrider catching off Broodmother again, and she's dead. She's probably dead, but no vision for the Radiant, oh, for the Dire, sorry. And yeah, Broodmother stays alive. But like when I watch the Dire team, I see already a lot of items like Anti-Mage with Battle Fury and Power Threads, Tidehunter with 900 gold, Arcane Boots and a Blink, and Batrider with the Blink and Force Staff. Some key items there, and OD has only a Force Staff. So yeah, I think that definitely Outworld Devour needs now some BKB or a Rod of Aethys it can do the job. Actually, it would give him survivability and a slow for killing off, or well, Bat Rider not, probably Silencer and Earthshaker. Still, it will be a problem. I think OD is really behind, but things can change, definitely. And Broodmother, yeah.
Let's take a little look at the Roche timer. He's been dead for about 6 minutes now, so there's a potential of him being up in just a little under 2 minutes. We're going to have to see how that one develops out, because obviously when you have the Ursa, you want to make sure that you can take control of that. He already has a Blink Dagger picked up, so we're going to have to see what the next thing is. There's a smoke coming out from Hero. They're in the river. The Broodmother is slightly scouting things out, but with the Bat Rider being on the high ground, you don't want to go that way. So they're trying to find another way in.
And they find Tidehunter. No, they don't.
I don't... Like,
they want to go on anti-mage. Too late.
The...
Man, this Ursa gives a hell of a lot damage.
There was a lot of damage, yeah, but the ice part was slightly late, slightly off the mark, meaning there wasn't a kill. If it had landed, that'd be a really nice little pick.
You know, it's like all these setups with Astral Imprisonment, and the Twin Head Dragon gives an ice pass in it, and you know, Ursa just jumps and kills anti-mage. It must work like that.
The problem I have with that initiation is like it would perfectly fine a couple of like patches ago. Oh, Broodmother gets picked up, dragged back down. They did use a smoke, they didn't see him, ran back into the fire with a few stacks, so ends up dying anyway. But what I was trying to say, I love the setup with the OD and the Jakiro Twin Head Dragon a couple of patches ago, but right now Astral Imprisonment has a 4-second duration at all levels.
Yes.
It doesn't scale from 1 to 4, so you just have like you can have a setup with your ice path, but you're gonna have to wait 4 seconds.
You need to time it right.
The enemy team being able to like TP and have a blink ready on their Bat Rider, it's not gonna be that effective when you're that close to the tier.
Yes, that's definitely. But still, like, it's still more viable than, you know, Ursa just jumps in and hopes that Twin Head Dragon with his long cast animation will hit a anti-mage. So, or Ursa Warrior must run and just predict. Oh yeah, speaking of Ursa, goodbye boy. And speaking about Ursa, so or you just run into anti-mage and predict where he blinks and then kill him off. Or set up with the Ice Pass OD. You don't have a lot of options left. So yeah, and about Jakiro, I would actually, well, level 1 dual breath is completely fine. You need to max the ice path.
Especially when you have like an anti-mage that you want to control for a long period of time.
You need the control because of the anti-mages, the Bat Riders. You know, it's like it's annoying
level
heroes.
1 dual breath, I love the skill at level.
Yeah.
5 seconds, 28% slow, level 1.
It's actually great.
To get things. Meanwhile, mid, a nice little pick off, ults get used. Not really much to discuss, like they just get picked off underneath the tower because of the strong initiation coming out from the side of my risk, having 2 blink daggers and now a third one being picked up for Mr. Fiji. Like global silence wasn't used there, it was already a cooldown, but it's like all those things, they give so much control, and it's just a matter of time before Anti-Mage thinks, well, I farmed enough, it's 25 minutes in, it's 35 minutes in, whatever he decides, and he can just basically solo the entire enemy team. As long as there's one, well, I say solo, but as long as there's one of his team somewhere in the neighborhood, 2 of them could easily wipe out the entire team of Hero.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, speaking about what you said about the dual breath, about scaling and so on, I remember that I watched AUI's stream and he was talking about Jakiro, you know, and about the dual breath. That you're completely right with the skilling of dual breath. On level 1, it's one of the strongest skills in the game.
Yeah, it's like level 1. dual breath is like one of the best skills to gank at like a rune or something. Like,
Yeah.
the slow is amazing. There's attack speed slow as well. Like it does damage. It lasts for 5 seconds. That doesn't scale. The movement slow itself. Like there's a little bit of extra slow going on, but I'd actually prefer to get attribute points before leveling dual breath, further than level 1. And that's basically what I think of the skill as it is now. Like there's no real reason to start scaling it up. Like if you're in the lane, you want liquid fire to either push or just do some damage. You want the ice path to control. Meanwhile, in top lane, they did actually find out the anti-mage.
Yep, and anti-mage, well, was a little bit wrong with his blink. That's why.
Yeah. So
But
he made a little-
according to the CS, man, this guy has 243 CS, 23 minutes in. That's pretty good for this tournament.
It's pretty high. Meanwhile, that rider blinked in.
Ooh, nice Echo Slam.
Earthshake used his ultimate, was in an ice path, and it wasn't that much fun. Witch Doctor used his ultimate. There's 2 people now down on the side of the Myris.
Ravage,
Going
and
into
3.
that Bat Rider. With the Yules to dispel, well, the Tyrant's ulti going
Right,
out, that should
right.
be the end of the Witch Doctor.
And at the end
Kira's
of the
left
Jakiro.
behind, shouldn't be able to do anything. Root when it comes back starts right-clicking. But I don't think you want to be here, as that Anchor Smash does quite a bit of damage. Like, as soon as they know where he is, he's going to take a lot of damage. He doesn't want to go too far to the right, as there is a sentry
Good game.
uphill. GG is actually called, and that's game 1.
Yeah, man, I think that, well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, basically.
Yeah.
They know when they're big. I like it, like, not drawing that thing out. It's fine. Like, it's a nice, they put up quite a bit of defense. In the end, didn't really work out the way they planned.
Yep.
So that would be a win for the side of Myrisk.